Hello, I'm Luo. In my last video, I mentioned the story of 伯乐 and the 千里马. Today, let's take a closer look at the story. 伯乐能识千里马。方杂说四马说 by 韩愈唐 dynasty. 是有伯乐，然后有千里马。千里马常有，而伯乐不常有，故虽有名马，只入于奴隶人之手，骈死于槽枥之间，不以千里称也。马之千里者，一时或尽利一担；食马者，不知其能千里而食也，是马也。虽有千里之能，食不饱，力不足，才美不外见。且欲以长马等不可得，安求其能千里也？彻之不以其道，食之不能尽其才，明之而不能通其意，直彻而临之，曰：天下无马。呜呼！岂真无马也？其真不知马也。The meaning of this classic text is 千里马 only exists when there is a 伯乐, which means an expert who can judge the ability of horses. There are many horses with the 千里马 ability, but few people like 伯乐 can recognize their talent. Therefore, even a capable horse will be buried in the hands of servants and die in the stables alongside ordinary horses, if no one can identify its abilities. No one will ever discover that it's actually a 千里马. A horse that can run 500 kilometers a day can sometimes eat an entire dan, approximately 60 kilograms, of grain in a single meal. However, unaware that it's a 千里马, the feeder simply treats it like an ordinary horse. Even though it has a capacity to run 500 kilometers a day, it lacks the strength because it's not fit enough. So its talent and virtues cannot be displayed. It can't even perform to the standard of an avenged horse, so how could it possibly cover 500 kilometers a day? You fail to train it properly, and your feeding monsters prevent it from fully utilizing its talents. When it nests, you cannot comprehend its meaning. Instead, you simply stand before it, warp in hand, and declare, there are no 千里马 in the world. Are there truly no 千里马? The truth is they are utterly blind to true talent. Han Yu was an atheist and a government official who was demoted twice in his lifetime and exiled to serve in remote areas. Consequently, his works occasionally reveal a sense of regret over being underappreciated. Through this essay, he emphasized that if talented individuals remain undiscovered and are not placed in suitable positions, their performance will be no different from that of ordinary people. Furthermore, 千里马 require better treatment than adventure horses to reach their full potential. If they are provided with only standard conditions, they will perform worse than regular horses. Similarly, when people's talents go unrecognized, they might become demoralized and perform worse than the avenged person. Therefore, Han Yu concludes that 千里马 do exist. They simply go unrecognized. Similarly, true talent do indeed exist. They are merely overlooked by their superiors. So, 伯乐, originally a name, now refers to a person who is good at discovering talent. 能, can. 识, recognize it. 千里马 is a horse that can run 500 kilometers a day. It's now used as a metaphor for a talented person. 韩愈 emphasizes that a 千里马 deserves special treatment. It must consume more food than an ordinary horse to unleash its full potential. However, there is a saying, 又要马儿好，又要马儿不吃草. You want a horse to be good, yet you don't want it to graze. In modern times, we call people with mindset 惯老板, exploitative employers. First, let's explore the proverb 又要马儿好，又要马儿不吃草. According to Taiwan's Ministry of Education Dictionary, the standard phrasing uses the word 好, means good or strong, though it is sometimes memorized as 跑, means wrong. This proverb first appeared in the Qing dynasty novel 夜谈随录, writing around 1791. It is titled translated to Recorder of Occasional Talks at Night. It serves as a metaphor for setting excessively high expectations while being unwilling to pay the price. It describes the contradictory mindset of wanting a stronger or faster-running horse, but wishing it would consume me no farther. In other words, desiring high-quality results without paying a reasonable cost. We have the sentence pattern 又要. This structure is generally used to express parallel desires or actions, meaning I want this and that at the same time. In modern contexts, the variation 既要又要 is often used to describe a person or organization that cravers multiple benefits or conditions while refusing to make trade-offs. It carries a sarcastic tone implying greedy. Its literal meaning is repeated or additional demands. For example, 她又要做家务，又要顾小孩，又要应付婆婆的刁难，真的非常辛苦。She has to do the housework, take care of the kids, and deal with her mother-in-law's unreasonable demands, which is truly exhausting. In the modern common use, it frequently appears in the expanded form 既要, 又要, 还要, want this, also want that, and still want more. 这些个惯老板既要员工做出高品质的产品，又要大家不领加班费，还要在期限前1个星期就完成工作以便测试，哪有可能？ These exploitative employers want employees to produce high-quality products, expect everyone to forego overtime pay, and still demand that the work be completed a week before the deadline for testing. How is that even possible? Now let's return to the topic of 惯老板. The term 惯老板 refers to a taxi employer who is overly demanding, exploitative, and pays low wages. They disregard the welfare of the employees and habitually treat them like slaves. Their characteristics include denying overtime pay, demanding constant overtime, managing with emotion volatility, making empty promises without rising salaries, and shifting blame onto employees. These types of bosses tend to be incredibly self-righteous and disregard the Labor Standards Act. As a verb, 惯 means to spoil or to pamper. It's commonly used to describe parents who give their children whatever they want. Over time, the child becomes willful and believes that everyone must accommodate them. For example, 他是独生子，所以全家都惯着他。Since he is an only child, his entire family spoil him rotten. Therefore, the term 惯老板 originally referred to a situation in which employees, terrified of being fired, did their absolute best to meet their boss's demands, no matter how unreasonable they were. Ultimately, this spoils the boss, making them feel that their outrageous demands are justified. Over time, the term evolved to refer specifically to bosses who make endless demands, without providing corresponding compensation. 你不是伯乐，你当然看不出他是匹千里马。You lack an eye for talent, so naturally you cannot recognize his true potential. The natural word for horse is 匹. For example, 一匹马 one horse. It can also be used as a measure word for textiles, but the pronunciation changes to 匹. For example, 两匹布 two both of cloth. 拒绝惯老板，我们决定集体辞职。Say no to exploitative employers. We have decided to resign en masse. Now, let's have a quick review. 伯乐能识千里马. It takes an eye for talent to recognize hidden potential. 惯老板 exploitative employers. Okay, it's this video. I hope you like it and share your idea with me. Thank you for watching and see you next time.